Bless those who curse you. Let us read the word. This is Matthew chapter 5, verses 38 through 44. I'm reading from the English Standard Version. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the evil. Do not resist the one who is evil. But if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if anyone would sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who begs from you, and do not refuse the one who would borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. When I first heard this from another TI, I would get so angry at this because God's word says other things such as, if you pardon someone's sins, they're pardoned, and if you retain their sins, they're retained. However, why does this passage say what it says? It says it, I believe, because Christians and anyone who was not a Roman citizen, they were under Roman occupation. And the Romans could treat people like that and get away with it. The reason that they would, someone had, who seemed to know a lot more than me, had said that when it says if someone asks you to go 1 mile, go 2. Well, the Roman soldiers, if they were stationed from one city to another city, and they had a bunch of stuff that they had to carry, like any troop, when they go back to service, if they're a reserve, or if they're on vacation and going back, they have a bunch of stuff they have to pack. Same thing with the Romans, and the Romans would make the people who didn't have the power carry much of their stuff. And they could get away with it, and if you didn't carry their stuff, they might beat you up, or who knows what mistreatment you would suffer. I believe the reason this particular passage says this, addressing Christians, is because Christians were subject to this, and God wanted to make their lives better, and there's no point in fighting these folks when you can't win. And it was better for them to fight back with love. There is a time to stand up for yourself. Saul, he avoided several beatings by saying, hey, I'm a Roman citizen, you can't do this, and that prevented him from getting a beating. If you as a TI can legally stand up for yourself, you should do it. But if you cannot, as a TI, there's not much we can do. Most people don't know about the program. Law enforcement isn't going to back us up. The judicial system's not going to back us up. They're going to gaslight us. They're going to try to use our complaints against us. So we're in that same situation where in this situation, there's not much we can do to fight back. The Lord can fight for us, and He does, and He has fought powerfully for me. But it's not for us to fight back. There's not much that we can do right now, although the Lord is going to deliver us. So He told us this for our protection. He told us this for our protection. Fight back with love. That's what we are to do. And then in terms of punishing them, the Lord, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. And you can pray to God, and I've done this, pray that God would punish these people. But that's up to Him to decide how and when and how intensely. So it's wisdom. I didn't like this, but pray to God that God will usher you into this kind of behavior as you interact with people who are targeting you. Please help my channel, my humble channel grow. Like, subscribe, share. God bless.